last couple of months, I've been on different shows and we've been talking about relationships and how, is there the perfect kind of relationship? Is there the one for you out there? Is there somebody, a kind of person that you're meant to be looking out for that will give you everything, like we say, your one and only, your all in all, your knight in shining armor or damsel in distress, you know? We're going to do a series and we're going to be talking about relationships, and I hope that I'm able to share some personal experiences. I also hope that I'm also going to be able to share some experiences that I've heard from certain people and how it has either marred or made them. Because the truth, the one most important relationship in your entire life will be your emotional relationships. Romantic relationships, I mean. So whether your spouse, whether your boyfriend or girlfriend, or those kind of romantic relationships, if you choose wrongly, it can break you completely. But if you also choose wisely, it can help you become the best version of yourself. Which one would you choose? Join us on this journey as we talk a little bit about relationships, where I share some of my stories. My name is Adiola Kingsley James, and have a wonderful time with us.
As a man or a woman, how does who I marry affect the kind of person I am or the kind of person I want to be?
Ooh. So, I think generally, whether a man or woman, like I said, it's important to choose right for you. And when I say choose right, I don't personally believe that there is the one that was brought down from heaven for me, and until I find him, I cannot find peace, or until I find her, I cannot find peace. But there are certain things that we can then align on that will make us know whether we're compatible or not. Now, the first thing you want to really, 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 really look at is where that person has come from. What is their nature and what is their nurture? We're talking culture, we're talking how they were cultivated, because every human being is like a seed. That's the way I look at it. And that seed is put into a ground, and words are spoken onto that seed. Water is poured onto that seed. It's cultivated in a particular way for either it to thrive or for it to die. Because if people put a seed in the soil and it's not watered, right? And it's not cared for, and the weeds come out. The weeds can be more than what the seed or the tree or the fruit can handle. And what then happens? It swallows it up. It's the same thing with human beings. If you are somebody who is come from a loving family, there was a lot of love, there was a lot of connection, there was a lot of touch, there was a lot of relationship, there's a lot of memories of spending time together, having breakfast together, having lunch together, having dinner together, going out traveling together. And then you meet somebody who has come from a broken home. Father, mother, terrible breakage. The children really suffered it. And then they've gone from home to home, finding how to exist. Chances are that person will never understand what it means to be loved. That person will never understand togetherness. This is unless the person has gone through help, has gone through some kind of support. Other than that, there will be, that's the sound of my dog. He's by my side, so you can just know that I'm recording with my dog at the moment and he's sneezing. But let's keep going. So it's you being able to say that this person, where has he come from? How did he grow? What are his roots? Or what are her roots? If they've come from a broken family and they haven't been through any kind of therapy or gone through any kind of counseling and gotten better as a human being and started to understand from the other angle, they will never understand what it feels like. I'll give you a personal example. It's the same thing that happened in my house. I've come from a home where we used to have lunch together, have dinner together, spend time together. I wouldn't also say that we were so tight, but there was a lot of family. There was a lot of spending time together. We would call each other. We spent a lot of time together. But then I married somebody who's come from a broken home. And so, not just that, his father then remarried, they have a different family and a different dynamism, okay? Now, sometimes when I'm calling my sisters or we're in each other's faces, my husband doesn't understand what it means. He doesn't, because he didn't have that upbringing. He didn't grow up in that space. Now, can he learn it? Yes, he can. If only he's willing and able. However, it is not something that will happen automatically. So could there be a challenge with choosing the wrong person? Just this thing that I've mentioned might seem, oh, but it's not that much of a big deal. It can break a marriage. Some people are like, oh, you press your toothpaste from the middle. Some people press it from the beginning of the tube or from the bottom of the tube. And just because of that, people have broken up. Pull up the toilet seat. The men pee. So many little things like that. And it seems little. My husband is sometimes, I can't say that I'm the neatest person on earth, but I'm not even trying to be. But there's some people who have that challenge. Everywhere has to be set up a particular way. It has to be put in particular lines. That's who I married. So you know what? For him not to go crazy, he starts to pick up after me. Otherwise, what's gonna happen? So it's finding those and having those conversations from the beginning. There's plenty of conversations we need to have from the beginning. But first of all, when you're dating, and that's why it's so good to date. And it's good, the dating shouldn't just be we're going to the cinema or we're going to eat every time. The dating should be a part where we have certain conversations. We're talking financials, we're talking intimacy, we're talking sex, we're talking kids, we're talking the things that we want, we're talking our desires, we're talking some of our fantasies. Because sometimes you want to share those fantasies as well, so that the man or the woman knows whether this is something that I'm able to give this woman as a reality. And not to say that all your fantasies will come true. However, it's very important that you share some of them. Now, will some people think of you and say, oh my goodness, this person is a this or that? Possible. But at least they know who you are. So can the person you end up with make or break you? Absolutely. Because if these conversations and many more are not had from the beginning, there's going to be a huge problem. And the chances of that marriage in not surviving is high. And maybe you want to try it out and see if things change for you. And if they do, please send me a video or send me a message just saying, I tried what you said, or I did what you said, and it worked for me, and I'm grateful. Yes? Have a wonderful day. My name is Adiola again. Take care.